He walks around in his low-cut jeans.
My musical journey began when I was about 15, when I found my dad's guitar in the garage and I was like, oh, I really want to play it. So I got my cousin to teach me a few chords, and from there I just started writing songs. I really only started learning actual cover songs and things like that a bit later on, but from then on is when I decided I wanted to do music. I only started taking it seriously, like I could actually do a career out of it, when I left school, when I started studying at a college in Cape Town and realized that I really could make my dreams come true. I would describe my music as being a blend between country, folk, pop, early Taylor Swift, and then beach rock, which is like Jack Johnson, with a bit of a twist with my vocals, because they're quite unusual and different to what's out there at the moment. So I feel like that creates a genre on its own. The reason I called it Average Damien was because it feels like it's been a common theme in my life. It's my first real song that I ever wrote, which I thought was a good song, called Average Damien. So it just felt fitting to call my album this, because it's my oldest song. I've always felt like the girl next door, always the friend, never the one that's chosen. And you'll hear in my music that it's pretty much about a relationship, and that raw rejection that all girls go through at some stage in their lives. So it's kind of a growing experience, the early years of a young woman's life. So this guitar that I'm holding right here is a Gibson J15. Gibson guitars are awesome. And this actually belongs to my official lead guitarist called Johnny Doze. He's a really cool guitarist from Cape Town. He recorded all of the country style guitar on my album, which you'll hear a lot of. My favorite track on the album, or the EP, is called Peace Patrol. And the story behind this song is it's about someone that was very special to me, and it kind of just describes him and describes his life. Also, it's one of my older songs, so it's had a lot more time to develop in terms of instrumentation. So it just came out really, really well. I mean, as a team, we worked the longest on this song out of all of the songs, and I also feel like that's why it turned out the best. But yeah, it's just one of my better written songs, and it's very close to my heart, so Peace Patrol. I'm an unsigned artist. I don't belong to any particular labels, and because I'm unsigned, I don't have that financial backing behind me, which is actually really helpful at some stages. So I'm backing the project with my own money that I earn overseas. I work as a singer and manager on board cruise liners in Australia, and I use the money to invest into my future. So the latest thing I've invested in is my EP, and I paid for it up front, recorded my songs that I want to have done, and the next thing I'm working on is my launch, which is happening in August. When you decide to take that leap of doing your original music, it's really scary. So up until this point, I feel like I haven't been ready or had the confidence that I needed to take this project on. So for the past 5 years since I've been out of school, I used that time studying music and really just improving my talent and performing cover gigs around Cape Town, as the music scene in South Africa is quite difficult to break into, I feel. So most of us land up playing cover gigs for money, because it's the only way that you can really earn money as a performing musician. So I used my skills to go work overseas on cruise ships and perform as part of a duo, saving up money and writing songs, coming up with the material, so that by the time I felt ready, which is now, I had a full-on project and full-on product that could really appeal to a certain market. And it's taken me this long, so that's why I've only waited for 2016. There are a lot of things you can expect from me in the future. to start off with, I have my launch coming up in August, which is going to be a showcase of my talent and of all of the songs on my EP. I'll be performing with a 6-piece live band, and we're really gonna put on a good country show. And I'm hoping to have more singles off of my EP played on radio. I already do have one of them, which is called My Love. It's already been played on a few radio stations. So I have a really good team working behind me who will be pushing my songs and pushing my singles for me until I get back, so that by the time I get back, my name will have already gotten out there and I would have gotten more fans, so that when this launch happens, I'm all set and I don't have to play cover gigs anymore and I can steer away from that. So that's the end goal, and I really feel like it's possible. I feel like I've worked really hard to make this happen, and only good things can come from hard work.
It was a very cool experience. Amy brought a lot of great songs, as she is a genuine songwriter. And the way I see it, any industry standard or better producer would have been able to do magic with those songs. So the power and the strength of her music is not actually down to the producer or where she chooses to record. Her songs themselves are pretty good. So it's pretty cool to be the producer and have it as my role to just let those songs reach their potential. I was very impressed by her ability to sing. She did most of her songs in 1 or 2 takes. Even the backing vocals and harmonies she was able to get first time, which a lot of people do get right through trial and error, and Amy was able to do it mostly on the fly, which is very impressive. Small things like timing, breathing, all that stuff, very good skills for a singer to have. And obviously she's developed her skills live, which hasn't inhibited her studio ability, which was very cool. But her vocal delivery was very cool, very strong, and I'm sure she'll be able to perform her original music live very well too. My favorite track was Peace Patrol. For a few reasons. Obviously, it is a good track, very catchy. It's been stuck in my head for a few weeks now. But actually, it was the first song that we did of the 3 or 4 days that we worked together, and I think it's just got a little bit of a special place. We were all involved. Johnny Doze played some great guitar over it, some good licks, as they're called, which I learned during that session, and also Ben, who is our new producer, contributed quite a lot in the drums. And so it's just a nice all-round team effort for that track, and I think it came out really well, and hopefully so will everyone else. I definitely think it's got an international sound. I think her genre, which is the broader genre of country, I think is widely listened to. Whichever market it actually eventually ends up in, I've got no idea. That's not really for me to have even an opinion on. Although I'd be surprised if it wasn't enjoyed by the majority of the Western and even like non-Western countries out there. Good music is good music. If it's catchy and if it's well made, there's no reason for other countries to not want to hear it.